Welcome back to the We All One podcast, hosted by David the Capo. And today, I'm joined with Justin from Hygeia Cold Press. How are you, brother?
What's up, bro? It's
How
been
are
a
you?
long time.
I say, listen, it's been a few weeks since the last episode, so
Yeah, we've been trying.
Yeah, we've been trying. This episode's been a long time coming for sure.
For sure.
For sure. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, brother. Who is Justin, and what is Hygeia Cold Press?
I'm Justin. A lot of people know me as JJ.
Yeah.
I'm the owner of Hygeia Cold Press, which is a cold press juice and sea moss gel company.
Yeah.
So that's originally how we started. We originally started with cold press juice, health shots, 10-ounce refreshers, things like that. I got put on the sea moss. Someone on Instagram put me on the sea moss. Transitioned to a sea moss company, and
Awesome.
That's where we're at.
That's where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So let's bring it back a little bit. Let's give people a little bit more background on who you are. Do you remember how me and you met?
Grade school.
Grade school, bro. It was like fifth grade at Village Elementary and shit.
Years, for sure.
Yeah, and then I feel like me and you, like I wouldn't even say like we didn't like get along or whatever. It was just definitely like, you had your group of friends, I had my group of friends.
You were from the different side of town.
Yeah,
and like back then we didn't travel. Like
of course not.
And shit, so you were the other side of town.
Yeah, legit, bro. Like, and I remember going to like Village as like just like a new thing. I remember I had told my mom, she's like, because I was like, oh, I wanted to go to Village just to kind of like do something different. Yeah. Because everybody who we were going to school with was going to Ellis, because that's kind of like where I grew up at.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to go to Village and shit. And when I got there, bro, it was like completely different for like an elementary school, bro. Like it was definitely like a culture shock in a sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's legit. It's like the other side of town.
We just did things different. I don't know. We were just kids. You know what I mean? So when a new kid comes around or the different kid comes around, you're just apprehensive. You're just like, oh wait, I don't like him. Yeah. And I'm just like, I want to be the cool kid.
Yeah, of course.
You cool. Come around, you're all cool.
But it was cool though, because like it definitely was never a thing of like, oh, I didn't like you because of this, I didn't like you because of that. It was just like, bro, we didn't know each other.
Yeah, just kids.
And we were just fucking kids. Like I remember like being on like the basketball team for Village.
Yep.
You were on the basketball team as well.
Yep.
And I remember like just seeing like, I think I went to like a few practices. I didn't even stay on it just because it was like, it was like one of those things where it's like I like legit lived on the other side of town, so it's like I didn't have a ride home and shit.
No, we weren't driving.
Yeah.
No way our parents were working all day.
Yeah, hell no, bro.
Us a ride across town.
Bro, oh God, bro. Right?
So the few times I even came to your side of town, it was like the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, we definitely ended up like getting cool like in middle school.
Yeah.
Because we started middle school right around the time that like they merged everything together, like the first year.
Yep.
And it was just so crowded, bro. And I feel like that like 1 year where like we didn't see each other, and then we ended up like being in middle school together and shit like that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because then it's like we started seeing like we have a lot of the same friends and shit like that, and it was like definitely like easier to.
Well, and as we get older, we realize like, oh, hey, we do have a lot in common. He was literally just from the other side of town.
Right.
So it just made things, as you get a little bit older, you just realize, I mean, the guy is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's
a cool cat.
Maybe not,
Yeah. So let's talk about a little bit more about Hygeia. You do this with your mom?
Yeah, so it's my mom and I. We run the business together.
Right.
We do everything together.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys know me, you know me and my mom been tight since day one.
Consider yourself a mama's boy?
100%. No shame.
No shame in that, bro. There's no shame in that.
No, I love my mom with my whole heart. She's everything to me, and I'm everything to her. So all these little business ventures that I've got into, and we'll get into all of them.
Yeah. Of course.
But she's been there with all of them. She's been there for all of them. But Hygeia, it rings the most to her, and it rings the most to me. So we do it like A1. Everything's processed by us, delivered by us, taken care of by us. She touches everything I touch. You know what I'm saying? So it's 100% family owned and operated.
And how did you come to her with like that idea?
All right. So fun facts. The original Hell Shot was like an apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, Mexican mom thing, bro. Yeah. And when I was sick, my mom would say, "Hey, do this with warm shot of whiskey." And, just some.
Your mom's Mexican? Yeah. You're half Mexican?
Half Mexican. So it's interesting. My parents, from my mom's side, are from Texas, so Tejano.
Okay.
So
Texan.
Yeah, Texan. Yeah. But the Spanish influence for sure. You know what I'm saying? We grew up Hispanic.
You're still Mexican, bro. Yeah.
100%. Right.
Definitely.
So within that, she's got all these natural remedies, whatever. I've taken it over all these years. But then I got into fitness, health, bodybuilding, and we dropped the whiskey and, add a little bit of this, add a little bit of that. COVID was a big thing.
Yeah.
I was obviously looking for a new business venture because that's always what I do.
Yeah, that was actually my next point. Like, how did the pandemic affect Hygeia in its early days?
Oh, bro, it made us boom. We got lucky. I was blessed, 100% blessed because it was we presented something that people needed in that time. So she gives me this recipe of this hell shot. I bring it to some of my other friends. They help me turn it around and give me that boost of confidence. I take it back to her, and she's like, "Okay, let's run with it." Just like she always does, though. Like she's always that one that's like, "Okay, cool, let's run with it. I'll order bottles. I'll get everything," and then boom,
it like the idea just starts to flow.
From that first hell shot, we went to our green shot. From our green shot, we went to another one, and just in 4 days, we caught wildfire. And all my homies started ordering. You know what I mean? Like it was just insane how fast it took off. But because we were in the pandemic, people needed it, and we had a product of value. Finally, something like
a real niche
that means something, bro. Because all the other things were just, you know what I'm saying? They didn't mean anything. But this finally meant something, and it was something people needed at that time. So blessed, and we tried to bless people.
I agree, bro. Because like early on, I didn't even get put onto like what sea moss was, bro, until like the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because you started seeing people use it like on Instagram or like on TikTok and shit like that. People really started to do recipes about like how they consume their sea moss.
Yeah, bro.
And then if you actually like look into sea moss, there's like there's the ones that are made like almost like in a fish bowl, and that's considered like quote unquote fake or bad sea moss, GMO sea moss.
Yep.
Then you got the good shit that comes from like St. Lucia. It's like in the ocean,
straight from the plug,
straight from
nature, Mother Nature herself, and she does everything that she's got to do to make it special to give to us. So just to touch on that real quick, what you're referring to is people say there's wild crafted sea moss, which is just exactly what it is. It's crafted. They have a pool and they try to replicate all of the circumstances that Mother Nature does.
Yeah.
Does it work? Sure. There's a time and place for it. Absolutely. But we're going straight to the source where Mother Nature does her real thing, her natural thing, and it's just got that little bit of extra love. So that's why we go straight to the ocean. St. Lucia's the best place for sea moss.
Yeah.
So we just get it straight from there.
Straight from there.
You gotta do what you gotta do,
I hear that, bro.
Yeah, gotta find the plug.
What made you like decide to go into like the sea moss, the nut butters, the juices? Like why did that stick out to you, and why did you feel like that was something that you had to invest in?
So the transition happened because we're in the middle of the pandemic. Shots are doing great. We got 4-ounce health shots. So they're doing great. We start to transition to 10-ounce refreshers, which are like
are amazing. I've tried those before.
Yeah, well, they're great. They're awesome to sip, but at this point, it's February, March, April. We're starting to lose momentum. To be honest with you, I'm losing momentum fast.
So that happens with like everything.
It does, bro. It does. It's inevitable, and I've been here before losing momentum, so I know what I got to do. I'm on IG one day. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the rapper Burner.
Yeah, I know Burner.
Burner's talking about green shots, whatever. Me and my homies always send it back and forth because we think it's cool.
Yeah.
One day he's got this sea moss stuff, and I'm like, "What's this?" And like, I didn't even go to buy sea moss, bro. I just went to find a plug. I didn't really.
Breathe the mic a little bit closer to your mouth.
I really didn't know what it was. I didn't care what it was, bro. I was so, like, I just knew it was something special, and I was like, I gotta grab this. I gotta get this. So I just, I started with a couple ounces, like 8 ounces of it. Started processing it, trying to make it. And
did you like look up recipes, or did your mom have any? Like, how did you start figuring out how to process it? I guess
her and I banged our heads together.
Just figured it out,
bro. Just figured it out. We wasted ounces and ounces of sea moss. You can only use specific spring water, so we're wasting gallons of gallons of spring water. We're trying our best to figure this out, bro. It took me, I don't know, 6-7 months to get our sea moss to where it's at now.
Yeah.
And that's by transitioning from wild crafted to a natural source.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I started with wild crafted. I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
I just started.
But like everything else though. Like whenever you jump into like a new venture, like a new business, like one of the first things that you try to do is like, okay, how can I get as much as this as possible at like a super cheap price point?
That's all we were trying
you
to
know
do.
what I'm saying? Like trying to get a profit, trying to flip
in there.
Yeah, trying to flip a profit.
Literally just trying to get in there, bro. And then we start to learn, and then we start to realize, and I start to network and meet people, like I do, and then I start putting onto real natural sea moss.
Yeah.
When we start getting, we started with 2 pounds,
right?
And then we started getting 5 pounds, and then we started getting 10 pounds every 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And then we moved up to 100 pounds, which we had to get a license for.
Really?
So.
And how does that work? Why do you need a license to?
Just because you're moving so much weight, and they don't know if it's whatever contraband
drugs or
is, it's
something.
coming overseas.
Okay, so you're getting the shit off of a container.
Yeah, off the container, bro. It's coming overseas. So we just had to go through that little bit of a process, which was all a learning curve. I didn't know any of this. I've never done any of this.
Yeah.
But, her and I cracked our heads together. We figured it out. And
a lot of Googling, I'm sure.
Oh, bro, a lot of Googling. Mind you, she's not really internet savvy or tech savvy, so she's doing her absolute best. I'm trying to do my best, and we're just like.
But two minds is better than one.
Bro,
so like I'm sure like that's how like it definitely helped out a lot because you guys were able to figure it out.
We get it done together no matter what.
Bro, that's love.
She always says like there's nothing we can't figure out together, and I love that. Like she's instilled that in me now that I'm older.
What's one of the greatest things that you liked about working with your mom?
It gives her a purpose.
Gives her a purpose?
Yeah. I mean, it's her, myself, and my dad, but it's my mom and I. Yeah. You know what I mean? My mom and I are tight. It's just her and I. I'm her only son now. And to give her that purpose in her later years in life makes my soul happy, bro.
And is there something that like she definitely like discussed with you and like
100%, and you can see it written all over her face when we're at the events when she's processing. She's alive, bro. And
like I've definitely like when I pulled up on you guys on Bears Fit, like bro, she was like open arms and like, and I love that, bro, because it's like I'm not as close as like that with my mom, and and in some aspects, bro, like I'm like. Not like jealous of it, but like damn, I'm like I wish I could have that kind of like love and shit with my mom.
So that's another like to branch off of what I said. Yeah, that's another thing that I love about doing it with her is all of those comments that we get, and I love that people get to see that part of us because we've been like this my whole life.
I know that for a fact because I've known you for a long time. So like I've known that your mom's always been a big. I used
to get clowned in 7th, 8th grade because I'm taking my mom to the movies,
right?
And I used to get clowned for it, and people would make fun of me because I would stay in on a Friday night, and now everyone's like, oh, taking TikToks of their mom and this and that. I love that I could give her that purpose and that we can find fun and love in anything we do, bro. Even if it's working. Being mother and son. Yeah, bro, I love
That's dope as fuck, bro. And like honestly, like I wish that like more people were as open and as like loving to their moms as you are, because it's like I said, like like the difference between like I guess like my situation and yours is like my mom is like first generation immigrant, so it's like a lot of her likings and shit like that. Me and her really don't have much in common, but like as I started to get older, we started bonding on like my kids. Yeah. And just and then she kind of just starts like asking more questions, I guess, like now that like I'm older about like what am I doing with this podcasting shit, what is it, and she'll take some interest in things like that, and it's definitely something that like I want, like a relationship like you and your mom that I want for my son and Belinda.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we can number one set like that type of example. Yeah, but you also got to keep in mind that the advantage her and I had, it was just her and I. My dad was a truck driver. He was home a day and a half a week. Yeah. And he did that my whole life, bro. Yeah. So he's out grinding for us. Yeah. And she's there. She's got to be mom and dad. Right, and he brought home all the bread and did everything that he could as a man. But she had to be there to teach me everything. Yeah. So that connection is just, I can understand why not everyone has that. Yeah. Because her and I just got that advantage where we spent all that time
all day, every day together.
Yeah, we've tried and failed multiple businesses together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She's done it all with me. Yeah. So we got that advantage to just make us that much closer, make our bond that much
But like
better.
She believes in you, bro. 100%. And that's just beautiful. Bro, because man, like sometimes that's all it takes for some people to like have that person who like is like telling you like, yo, I believe in you.
Listen, David, if I started selling ice, if I started selling grass seed tomorrow, she's an expert in grass seeds by Tuesday, and that's the type of woman she is.
That's just beautiful.
Me. She does that for me, bro. Yeah. It's like, and that means the absolute world to me. How could I not want to try? How could I not want to succeed? Look what I got behind me, bro. Man. Look, every time I'm at an event, look who's with me. Look who's beautiful, shining. Mom. How I'm not gonna be shining.
Hey, I love that shit, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that, bro, and that like makes me so happy, bro.
I love it so much, and I'm so thankful that we're able to do it together and that we have that together. You know what I mean? It means the world to me. So, yeah, bro, I'm just blessed.
Just grinding it out, being together and shit like that. Man, that's cool, bro. Yeah, that's super dope. And again, like that's one thing that like I feel definitely it's almost like a personality trait of yours where like you can kind of tell like that your mom has like this beautiful like great influence on you, and it kind of just shines through that. So like circling back to the CMOS and Hygeia and shit like that. What do you feel like are some of like the benefits that people are benefits and misconceptions that people have about CMOS?
we can start with misconceptions because I'm kind of dealing with. I'm seeing a lot of that right now.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of kind of misconceptions as it gets more popular.
Yeah.
As anything does. Misconceptions is it's not gonna fix everything. It's not a miracle. It's not a miracle potion. Although it's as close to one as we'd like to believe.
Yeah.
It isn't. It isn't a miracle drug. You still have to have a healthy lifestyle. You have to still love yourself, take care of yourself, exercise, drink clean water, eat clean food. So that's a huge common misconception that, well, if I just take these 2 to 4 tablespoons, then I'm going to be straight and I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, and then you don't have to like work out or live a balanced life
or any of those things, which obviously we know isn't true.
Yeah.
Some of the benefits, bro. I mean, circling back to my mom, look at her. She's beautiful. She's young. She's vibrant. She's glowing. Our digestion's on top of it. We can come up with new ideas because we don't have brain fog.
Mm-hmm.
Our inflammation in our joints is gone. I can recover from my workouts faster.
Yeah.
I can go on and on and on, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you get the gist of it.
Yeah, I get the gist of it.
It does what it does, and it does that by balancing your minerals.
Yeah.
So there's 102 minerals in your body. Sea moss has 92 of them. Not all of them are essential. So that's one of the misconceptions that are happening is everyone thinks that the 92 are essential. Not all 92 are essential. Essential just means that your body can make them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we don't need to replace the non-essential ones. And our lifestyle, especially living here in America and the fast life that we live.
Yeah.
The foods that we eat.
The fast food.
Absolutely. The fast life that we live in general. Fast food, coffee, caffeine intake, low sleep, hustle. Mm-hmm. I'm a victim of it too. And that's why we have to be a member of the CMOS family because we have to replenish the things that this lifestyle is taking away from us.
Yeah.
So one of the misconceptions is that, well, your body makes it, you don't need it. Yeah, that's true. But we also know what our body can go through, you know, just by doing the things that we do and living the life that we live. So let's just do our part in trying to take care of ourselves and love ourselves enough to eat a couple tablespoons a day. Yeah.
I've definitely felt like a lot different with it. So one of the things that I see most about it and that I felt like within like the first few days was just like the energy boost.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like the balance, you know, like
mental clarity.
The clarity. Yeah. Like I'll be at work and I'm just like, I'm like going through work and I'm not even like realizing how quick I'm going, how efficient I'm being. And it's just,
listen, it's a game changer for so many different things that we don't even realize. We don't realize how foggy we actually were because we've lived this life our whole lives. And then all of a sudden it's like one day someone took my drunk goggles off.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my God, this is how I'm smart now. Yeah. And I say now because when I was in school, I used to think I wasn't that bright.
Yeah.
But now I recognize what proper nutrition, proper exercise, proper hydration, get some minerals in you.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do anything.
Yeah.
And I truly mean that. And I learned that by going through this process.
Yeah, like trial, error, and stuff like that.
Trial, error, and anecdotal evidence that I have from all of you guys that telling me how I feel myself, how she feels. It speaks for itself.
And that's one thing that like I appreciate about you is that you definitely like when I first like started doing like the juice cleansings and stuff like that. Like when I first started, like you definitely like kept, you know, you were updating, you were wanting updates like every few days just to see how things were going, how's everything going. And I think one of the first things you said was like, hey bro, here's some CMOS, try it out, let me know what you feel, tell me the differences, or honestly tell me if it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I wanted to know.
Yeah. And when you said that to me, I'm like, all right, he's serious. Like he means 100%. Like he wants real feedback.
And I truly meant if it was bullshit, I wanted you to get on here and just be like, look, you know, when my episode came time, because we've been planning this for so long.
Yeah.
I wanted you to come on here and be like, hey bro, what was that bullshit you were talking about? Like I tried it and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And
it's not bullshit. Like I'll tell you that right now, it's not bullshit in the sense of like it definitely does make you feel better. My gut health was
you know like shit when you don't.
I was like eating, processing food just a lot easier, a lot smoother. Just days I just felt stronger. Absolutely. You know, I just felt more
in the gym.
Oh, so much more, bro. I just felt so much better.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it definitely like gave me that extra like burst of energy.
And that's what's crazy to think about is, bro, we're supposed to feel like that.
Yeah.
We're supposed to operate like that on a day-to-day basis, and it was new to you and I.
Yeah.
Because we grew up off of hot Cheetos and nachos and
hot Cheetos, Powerades.
We didn't know any better, bro.
But of course not. Like it's one of those things where like if you know better, you do better.
Bro, I just said that last night.
But it's like we didn't like I didn't know about any of that shit, bro. Like I didn't know about so like this is how I learned of CMOS, and it was through Wallow 267.
Yep.
So $1 million worth of game.
Yeah, of course.
That podcast. and he does this thing every morning where he like does like a sea moss like shake, and he was like taking 2 tablespoons and just eating that shit. And I'm just like, what is that?
This shit?
Yeah, like what is that shit? And then I saw that you started like
Right.
selling it,
right?
and then that's when like I was like, I'm curious, you know. And so I asked you like, yo, what's up with it? What is
So
it?
let me ask you this: were you more inclined to try it because you saw I was making it, or were you more apprehensive because you saw someone was making it?
I was more willing to try it, knowing that it was coming from you.
Interesting, because
I was more like I didn't want to go off and buy it from someone else and
yeah.
it be like complete, not bullshit, but like, you know, because I trust in
you trusted our friendship.
I'm trusting in our friendship and in like our, you know, or just that you're going about it the right way.
Yeah.
You're making it as fresh as possible. You're making it like definitely like as pure in a sense.
Yeah,
like it's not gonna come back and it's gonna be all a bunch of like GMO or whatever it is.
I'm good to know
additives.
That this was like your mindset, you know, before you're purchasing or before you're deciding to come through.
Yeah.
So that warms my heart so much. Thank you. I appreciate that a million. Bro. You know?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like there is so many like CMOS retailers, pages, and shit like that. Like I could have definitely have found it maybe cheaper, maybe better, whatever it is. But I wanted to try yours, and because I know you, I trust you, and I'm like, look, he literally told me that if it was bullshit, it's bullshit.
Yeah,
I can't run back and tell that fucking Instagram.
No, that's true.
Page you don't know like, hey, bro, this is bullshit.
Or you don't know who processed it. Right? You know her, and I processed it.
Exactly. Like I know it's literally coming from kitchen. To the door.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's to me. I don't know how that's as clean as it's gonna get.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate that. Man.
Pure cut shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight from the source. That's what we do.
Of course. What were some of the most challenging parts of the CMOS business?
Having self-confidence.
What ways?
Well, we've touched on this a little bit, but I've tried and failed, man. I don't know, 6, 7, 8 businesses. We could go down the list, but 7, 8 businesses.
Like what? Like I know you I know like when me and you first reconnected, you were doing like personal training and stuff like that.
So I started originally, you know, freelance personal training, which within itself is a business. I'm 19 years old. You're out there building your own clients, things like that.
Yeah.
And then get the confidence to start a fitness brand called RTG, which was Respect the Grind.
Yeah.
And the reason I came with this, I just wanted something that had an acronym. I needed something that had an acronym.
Well, because it's catchy.
Yeah, so I started with the little bracelets, you know, the little Live Strong bracelets. I printed 100 of them and gave all of them away, made $0.
Yeah.
Never had the confidence to print the t-shirts. A couple of years later, I'm still doing personal training, whatever. And just, you know, you keep going throughout that. You know, then I decided, I really just want to not be a personal trainer, but a fitness coach.
Yeah.
You know, similar to your friend. And I love helping people, whatever. The premise in the back of my head has always been help people. And it manifests itself in different ways, whether it's PT, coaching, massaging, you know, making CMOS. I just want to help people, right? So I try that.
Can I tell you a story about that?
Yeah, please.
So do you remember when we first like reconnected and you were doing like the personal training and you gave me like a whole pamphlet?
Yeah.
I lost like 40 pounds just off of that pamphlet.
No way.
Yeah, I never got to tell you about it because like we just like legit just stopped.
Wish so just hindsight, I wish I would have known that because I would have gave that, you know, young little kid that.
Yeah. That and like I literally have like before and after pictures of like that. I've obviously have gained like half of that weight back, but you know,
that's amazing,
bro. But like just in that time, like I remember like seeing you at like LA Fitness and you were coming up to me like, yo, bro, just want to let you know you're doing great. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, if only he knew like he's part of like the process. And
I got a side story to that. So the reason that our friendship is so important to me now is because at that time that you're describing at LA Fitness, it really wasn't like a cool thing to be my friend. So like all the people that we went to school with and things like that, it really wasn't cool to be my friend anymore, right?
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so it just happens as we get older, people just start to go their separate ways and whatever. But you always seem to make it a point to just, I remember we were friends since 3rd grade, 2nd grade, whatever. And that was really, really important to me that although I was on my own fitness journey and trying this, that you gave me the time of day as old friends. Yeah. So that was really, really important to me. Fast forward to where we're at now. That's why this friendship is so important to me. And you never knew that.
No, I didn't know that. Yeah. But was there something that happened that it just wasn't going to be your friend at that time? Or just I was just
doing a transition, right? I went from, being the burnout, different guy that I was in school to, I'm fitness. I get into fitness. I think I'm a little bit better than everyone. I'm starting to lose my friends. it's not really cool to hang out with me because I don't go out, I don't drink.
Like the self confidence is starting to get better.
Yeah, I'm starting to change a group of friends, and so my previous friends are kind of starting to. Maybe I might see them at the gym or at Walmart or whatever, and maybe they would pretend they wouldn't see me or whatever. But you would always go out of your way to make sure, hey, I remember we were friends for a long time.
Yeah.
And shit, then I needed that.
Well, it's because like at that time in my life, I was kind of going through that same stages too.
We all were.
Where like I was like moving away from who I was, and I was in that stage of like just like figuring out who I was, just as like we were young, bro. I think we were like 21.
Yep.
Like, you know,
it's that transition period.
Yeah, right? It was like that weird transitioning period of going like from who you were when you were growing up to like, you know, who you're gonna be as a man, who you're gonna be as an adult.
Yeah.
And it's like I was definitely like just trying a whole bunch of shit. Like I was just like I started working out.
Yeah.
I started eating better. I started just just wanting to feel better, bro. I remember I think it was like the year before, I had like a get together for my birthday, and like I took a picture and I was like I look gross.
Yeah.
I hated the way I looked. And then it took me a long time to get to the gym. And then when I finally got there and I saw that you were working there, and I was like, that first like hint of like embarrassment hits, because you're like, damn, like, you know, I don't want them to think like I'm like some fat piece of shit or something. But then it's also like, nah, this is Justin, this is JJ. Like I've known JJ for a long time, and if he judges me, it's kind of fucked up.
No,
but
and that's
you know, shit happens, you know. And I remember like you just being really cool about it. You're like, yeah, bro, if you need anything, hit me up. And I'm like, I'll take you up on that. And it worked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but then after that, like, because you weren't working at LA Fitness, you were working at that 24-hour place.
Yep.
And I think like that place ended up like going under or some shit.
It did. It ended up going under. And mind you, at this point, I'm just so invested in personal training and my own coaching brand, trying to do both at the same time. And mind you, I'm watching like all these fitness YouTubers getting influenced by them, thinking like, oh, I could totally do this.
And at that time, I'm doing the same thing. I'm like watching like weight loss journeys and shit like that, and I'm like, and dude, that was huge on YouTube. Awesome. And I'm like learning how to work out. Yeah. And then I remember like seeing you there, jumping in your workouts, or us. And I remember one of the first things you said, like, bro, like you have really great form, and it's like, well, because I'm watching like these YouTube videos, and they're telling you like, sacrifice the weight, get the form better. The weight will come as you learn how to do the movements better and things like that. So it's like, I was just that was just what was ingrained in me.
We were all trying new things at this point, right? And
like so different. Like our world was like so different. Like,
but thankfully, and that was my point of bringing this up, is it brought us back together, and that's why it just feels like it's so
full circle.
Yeah,
it is.
Relationship so important to me because I'm like, oh man, we did get brought back together as adults, as young adults, right? And we had a common ground of working out, and then it just rekindled our long.
Yeah, I feel like we're at a stage where like we're benefiting, not even like benefiting from one another, but it definitely like we're like almost at the same stage of our like of like our life as far as like career wise, that like we definitely feel like, why are we gonna do this alone?
Right.
If you know, I got a resource you have, I got a resource you can use, you got a resource I can use. Let's put it together and let's figure it out, and we'll figure out the different shit later on once we get there.
Like me and my mom always say, like we're just cracking our heads together.
Exactly.
Like you and I, like that's all we're doing. We're just cracking our heads.
Like we send ideas to each other. We talk
figure it out.
Yeah, we definitely like, you know, I appreciate you always just being open to like ideas and shit. You know.
Yeah, I try to be that open mind because. Back to what we were talking about, I wanted someone to be an open mind. I wanted someone to give me that words of encouragement of, hey, bro, try personal training, or no, your coaching business is doing well. You're really smart, kid. Keep going. And I needed that, so I try to be that now. Yeah. And
I try to do that too, bro, because I wish
what happens, it brings us together.
Yeah, and like also like I never try to like gatekeep information.
Absolutely,
I hate that shit, bro. Like I hate like we're especially like in the lines of work that we're both in. It's like very like if you haven't been doing it, I'm not really gonna help you do it.
Right.
So it's like very gatekeepy and shit.
Yeah, no, I get that. 100%,
I hate that shit,
especially with recipes.
All that stuff.
The juice game's a little weird. People don't want you to press other juices, and it's a whole thing. So I get it 100%. If there's wealth and knowledge to spread, I'm all open. I'm an open book. So
has there ever been a time that you ever wanted to like give up, like right now?
100%.
What motivates you to not give up?
Right now, what motivates me not to get up is to be honest with you, I'm too far in. I'm deep in the trenches right now, bro. And to give up right now, I've already done so much. Yeah. In the past, it was, you know, the scary thought of, I've never wanted to go get a regular job, man. Yeah. I've never been cut out for that. That's not who I am. I wasn't cut out for school. I'm not cut out for that system. I'm not cut out for, it's not who I am. So that the thought of having to go to that kept me trying things and trying things and trying things. Every time I would fail, yeah, I would quit. I would give up. I would pout. I would do the whole thing, you know, like we all do, because
Yeah.
it's hard. It's a tough journey. But that thought ultimately was like, well, my other option is go back to that.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted to work out when I wanted to work out. And I wanted to eat when I wanted to eat, and no one was going to tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with that thought. So that kept me going, kept me going. Now when I just a couple of days ago I hit a little stressful little moment, wanted to give up, and I'm like, I take a look around and I'm like, hello, bro, you can't give up.
Yeah, like you're too far in this.
You're
like,
too far in this, and
you
way
came
too many
this
people
far.
depend on you now.
Yeah.
Now it's not just me. Before it was just me, just pussyfooting around with a training company, and who's depending on you at 19 years old?
Yeah,
I'm getting older now, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's when I say her soul speaks when we do this together. How can I just turn that off? So it keeps me going every single day, even on the hard days, and there's plenty of them.
Yeah, bro.
You know?
I definitely feel that, bro, because it's like I'm definitely at that stage too, where like some days, bro, I'm like, man, I don't want to do this shit no more.
It's tough, man.
Like, this shit's tough. It's hard, and you know, because I got like a million other things to do. You know, I'm a dad, I'm married, I got a whole bunch of other responsibilities that come before this,
and not to mention self-doubt.
Yeah, bro. Sometimes
we can't pretend that that's not in everyone's head.
That's in my head like all the time, bro. But that's because like I kind of like, you know, I didn't really grow up with like people telling me, like, reassuring me that like, hey, bro, like shit's gonna work out. You just have to, you have to try.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be able to put your foot into something and stick it in there. Really get in the trenches and weather the storm.
And being in the trenches, as weird as that sounds, is another thing that kind of keeps you going.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like, it's like a bittersweet thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know that you're in the trenches and you're just like, well, I got to kind of embrace this. Like, I'm working 12-hour days for myself. Like, this sucks, but I got to embrace this because what else am I going to do?
Exactly.
Like, I'm not going to.
And then you have to think about it. Like, everybody's like, oh, I want to live the dream. I want to live the dream. But it's like, if you talk to like any self-made millionaire, bro, their dream is the struggle.
Oh, 100%.
That way you can appreciate the destination.
Yeah, it's only about the journey.
Yeah, bro.
I don't even know where I'm going. I just know that there's a journey every day.
I figured it out. Like that's the thing. It's like I know what I want at the end of all this shit, and I just have to figure out how to get there. Like there's a destination. I just have to. It's up to me to figure out the ETA.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, and that goes with like everyone though. Like if you have to just you have to plan everything out, write things down. 100%. You know, that's one thing that me and you talk about a lot. Is like writing shit down and really like manifesting, using our words to like, you know, become
words
real.
Are powerful.
Words are real powerful.
And that's why you got to be real careful with that self-doubt, because words are powerful.
Yeah.
So the days that self-doubt's not there, you best believe I'm using those words. I'm talking to my team and the people around me crazy thoughts like, hey, we're gonna get a Sprinter van and we're driving all the way to Miami. We're gonna sell juice.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, because words are powerful. We got to put that out there. We got to.
You gotta be able to. If you're setting yourself up to be able to reciprocate that once it comes back.
100%.
Everything bounces back, bro. Everything's like sound that bounces off the wall. It comes right back. We're just putting that
energy out there, and we're just working every day to try to reciprocate that energy.
Yeah.
So we're not waiting and hoping for blessings, but we're putting good energy out there, and we're working every day to make sure.
I'm definitely not waiting anymore, bro. I'm just not. I'm taking shit.
Yeah, good.
I know you know what's yours. I know what's mine, bro. We're taking shit.
Time's got to catch up.
Yeah, bro. You guys got to catch up.
Yeah.
If you want to be a part of the journey, you got to catch up.
I know it,
because we're rolling.
I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like
I'm telling everybody right now. I said, you know, there's some stress right now. There's some crunch time. We got some things going on behind the scenes that no one really knows about, and you know, there's a little bit of a deadline. There's some crunch time, and that means, you know, we're about to sacrifice right now.
Yeah.
You know, we're about to sleep a little bit less for right now, so we can sleep a little bit more maybe later if that's what we decide to do.
Yeah.
You know, so sacrifices are about to be made so that we can all win here in a little bit. So I'm ecstatic. I'm excited for all the wins that are coming for all of us, bro.
Yeah. What has being an entrepreneur taught you?
Trust yourself. Bet on yourself. No matter what. Don't listen to fucking anybody, man. Don't listen to anybody negative.
Yeah.
Don't bet on yourself. Whatever your intuition tells you,
do it.
Run with it. Yeah. Trust it 100%. And I literally can't scream that loud enough.
Yeah.
If you guys have known me as long as you've known me, like, I've always been told this. I've always been told something like, yo, this ain't right. This ain't right. It's a matter of figuring out where to put that energy into and not listening to anybody when they said, bro, it's been 8 different businesses you failed. Try something else. Bro, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to none of that.
But you're not gonna learn if you don't fuck up.
100%.
And you're not even like, what if
That's what it taught me.
Say you did succeed in one of those businesses, and then you end up fucking hating it.
Yeah.
And it's not even something that you even like to do.
That's what happened to us.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
we started a t-shirt company. This is like right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Literally right before the pandemic hit. Life's good right now. Life's straight right now.
Yeah.
We're balling. We got a little bit of money from just doing what we do.
Yeah.
And my homie and I, we decided to start a t-shirt company. And we started a t-shirt company. We hit the ground running. We balling. To be real honest with you, bro, I get 6 months in, mad investments in, all of my homies' time in.
Yeah.
And I'm done with this. And everyone's upset. What do you mean? What do you mean? I said, I don't like this. This ain't what I want to do. This ain't.
Yeah.
It was just a journey to teach.
But what made you feel that way? Was it just like?
It was just a stepping stone, bro. It was just in place as literally that. It didn't matter that it was t-shirts or whatever. It was just a stepping stone to teach me how to properly run business, how to make the mistakes, how to fuck up.
Like how to fuck up on a lower level. That way you're not fucking up on a higher level.
Bro, I can't fuck any of this shit up now. And when I can, I mean, it's minuscule compared to what was then because of the things that I learned because of that. You know what I mean, bro? Like our first rip of t-shirts, I dropped $800 and I think we made like $250 back. Yeah. You know, I probably still got t-shirts sitting in my basement somewhere. I wear them to the gym and cut them up. But I learned.
But I mean, that's the trials that you learn.
I look at those t-shirts and people are gonna laugh at this. Every time I look at those t-shirts, I smile.
Why?
I learned the journey. That journey is. I'm gonna keep that shirt. I'm gonna give one to my kid. He's gonna be. The shirt says "bitch" on it. BITCH. Who would have? You know what I mean?
Like, was that another acronym?
It was an acronym. Yeah, I love acronyms. It's for bring in the cash hard. So it's bitch I track. So it's a play on words. Obviously, you know, kind of where the industry is going and things like that. At the time, we wanted to be a part of that. We wanted to be the cool, you know, younger kids that were given, you know, trappers and rappers, and we wanted to be like Moolah Gang. Yeah. Shout out to them. Yeah. They inspired us for that, bro. Yeah. Like we're watching people like them trying to find our lane. Yeah. And when you find out it's not your lane, there ain't no shame in that.
It happens.
Yeah, you just recognize like, oh, that's cool. This ain't my lane, but look how much I learned. I'm gonna take it over here. And it wasn't until, you know, we go through the whole pandemic. The end of the pandemic almost is when, you know, we come up with Hygeia, and that was because me and my business partner split. I had to learn that, and he had to go learn his journey. We had to come back together to make this beautiful place that we're at now. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And bro, and it's gonna keep getting better.
It does
because like just having conversations with you, bro. I'm starting to see just the amount of passion you have for things, and just the willingness to even put that passion to somebody else, like me. Yeah, because honestly, bro, like, you know, we're doing this, and you know, we're not like direct partners, but like we're definitely like we're taking this journey together, and we're locked in, bro, and we're gonna figure it out. If you fail, I fail. If I fail, you 100%. Fail, and we're gonna figure this shit out.
That's how it is with all the people around me, though. Like if you're gonna be around me, like I got something to offer you. Yeah, I got and
sometimes that's like a weird thing to like not say, but like to I guess like tell people like, you know, what are you bringing to the table, because it's like, you know, you get around a lot of like-minded people. Mm-hmm. You know, if you hang around 5 entrepreneurs, you're going to be the 6th.
100%. That's what happened to me.
So it's like, why are you going to want to, like, you know, you want to be around people who are doing good for themselves and able to share this information with you. Bro. That way they're not like, you know, keeping you out of the loop. Why would I bring you around my circle of entrepreneurs and then have you sit there starving while we're eating? Right. Like, that one, that doesn't make me a good friend. No, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's not a good look for anybody. So it's like, bro, come on in, figure out where you can sit and figure some shit out. And, you know, what could I do to help you?
There's always enough on everyone's plate to
always, bro.
Give, you know?
The misconception is that there isn't, because then people, 100%. That's how people start fucking each other over. Yep. Really start like backstabbing each. I've seen it a lot, bro. And it's like, I'm not for any of that.
That's what we try to do, is we try to be that opposite avenue, and we just try to be that light. Yeah. So if we attract like-minded people and people come along with us on our journey, that's absolutely great. If not, we always got each other and the small team that's around us, and we're gonna win regardless. Yeah.
I mean, shit, we gonna win.
So it'd be wise if you guys kind of, you know, hopped on board. If you're welcome, you know.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for any young entrepreneurs that still don't, I guess, are in those stages of like, I don't know what I want to do, but I know I want to do something?
Keep trying things. Try a bunch of things. It doesn't matter your age. Just keep trying a bunch of shit, and then the one thing will stick. And one day you're literally gonna wake up, and it's just gonna. And I promise you. And it sounds like corny as fuck, whatever. But one day it'll wake up, and you'll be like, and that doesn't mean that. I woke up and I decided one day I'm supposed to make juice. Just clicked on me one day that, oh my god, I've been wanting to help people my whole life, and it just manifested itself in juice and CMOS and health products and whatever. So my advice is keep trying things and bet on yourself. You got this, and you can't fuck up anything that's meant for you.
Yeah.
That's the absolute truth. If it's meant for you,
you're gonna fuck up.
It's gonna come. Yeah. So don't worry about the mistakes. Don't worry about none of that. You're all good, baby.
Stick to your guns.
Just keep rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sure. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years?
That's a good one. We've been talking about that a lot lately. In 3 years, Hygeia Cold Press will have 3 locations. So we'll have.
You're saying this out to the world, right?
I am.
Okay.
This is a big one.
All right. Let's do it.
In 3 years, we'll have our location here in Lake County somewhere. Yeah. Whenever that is, I'm not really sure. I want a location in Miami. My intuition's telling me that there's juice down in Miami, and juice needs to be sold down there. CMOS needs to be sold down there, and I'm making a trip down there within the next 30 days to go plant my seed. Yeah. And my other location is Scottsdale, Arizona.
I love Scottsdale.
So listen, when you guys went, it just rekindled. There's been a special place in my heart. I've never been there. A couple of my friends moved there. Yeah. There's a special place in my heart there, and I know that it's waiting for me.
Scottsdale, Arizona was one of the coolest places I've ever been to, bro. It's beautiful out there, bro. Like the houses on the canyons.
Can't wait.
Bro, like it's not even like humid heat. It's like dry heat. So it's like sometimes
my hands are sweating talking about this.
Bro, just so like sometimes it does get a little unbearable. Yeah. But like for the most part, it's like not as hot as it gets here.
Listen, unbearable to me is winter time.
Like 80% humidity.
Yeah,
fuck that shit.
Unbearable to me is when we're here. So when I got those 3rd locations, I'm gonna go check out my other managers and other locations. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's where we'll be at 3 to 5 years, 100%. There's not a doubt in my mind. Like I said, within the next 30 days, I'm gonna go start planting that seed, bro.
I believe you, bro.
I'm hungry. I'm starving for it right now. And it's not only that, but my intuition's telling me that, and I'm listening to it, and I'm believing it. I'm not doubting it anymore, bro. When it tells me to go somewhere,
and I'm happy that you're not, bro, because it's like I told you, bro. Like I didn't start doing this shit because I thought it was an easy way to like get money. There's no money in this right now, but I did this because this is like I feel like I'm becoming a better communicator. Yep. I'm becoming a better person, and I feel like if I communicate that, and just even if it's like 1, 2 people that like whose life I change, 100%. Or just like impact in the sense of like, hey, like if he did it, I can do it, or something that I said or went through touched you. Yep. Like that to me, that's enough, bro.
That's ultimately the goal. That's all we're trying to do.
That's all. That's all it really comes down for to me, bro. Because, like that's all I want.
I'm just trying to change one person. Like if I can just help do that, I'm cool, bro. The money, the houses, the health, the wellness, the muscles, it'll all come. I'm not even tripping. Yeah. But if along this I can help my homies or make new homies start their journey, and maybe they start selling applesauce and they start winning. Yeah. That's what I'm about. That's all I'm here for. And it goes back to the premise of I'm just here to help people, man. Yeah. That's why I was put here, bro. And I believe that, like, I was here to help everybody and to every extent that I can. So whatever that's gonna be, it's gonna be. We're gonna win, and everyone who's along with me has got to come win with me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
you gotta be willing. You gotta be open to wanting to win.
That's a whole mindset that I had to learn. Yeah. I had to learn that, bro. I used to think like either you were born into winning, or I used to have that doomed mindset. It's only raining because I wanted to have a good day today, and it's raining because of me. I used to think that for real, bro. I had to teach myself through failed businesses, through all this shit that, no, bro, there's good energy out there. The world ain't against you. The world's here for you. Yeah. It's literally here for you. Every day something crazy is different happening to me to just show me my luck and show me that, like, no, we got your back, bro. Don't even trip.
Getting out of that victim mentality.
It yanked me out of it. It yanked me out of it because I started to be willing to accept it. I started being willing to learn that mentality. And then once I had a little bit of a hankering, the universe yanked me out of it, and now we're off to the races. Put me on game now.
I love it, bro.
You know,
this is only part 1.
Ooh, I love it.
This is only part 1, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot to get into.
Because I feel like that, and the reason why I say that, bro, is because there's just we're early, bro.
Yeah.
This is early.
I know.
Let's revisit a lot of these conversations back, like, I don't know, maybe 20 more episodes from now.
I got a
30
big
more
surprise
episodes.
for you, and you guys are gonna. If you're willing and you're able to, I would hope you guys are willing to come back when my little project I got going on is ready.
I would love that.
So
we'll figure something out.
Yeah, as soon as we're ready.
So,
My deadline's coming up here pretty soon.
brother, I appreciate you coming on.
This was awesome.
This was awesome, and I'm happy that we set the seed for your story.
Oh, bro, I'm honored.
You know, bro. Like, honestly, like, the pleasure's been all mine, bro. Because it's just you've helped me in ways that you don't even know, bro. And it's like, I appreciate you for that. So it's like, anything that I could do for you, I'm here for you.
100%.
You know, and I know that. Yeah, I know, bro. So again, this episode is sponsored by Hygeia Cold Press. A lot of these episodes are going to be being sponsored by Hygeia Cold Press. Go to HygeiaColdPress.com. Use code WeAreOn1 to get some money off it at checkout.
Let's get it.
Let's get it, bro. I appreciate you.
Thank you, my dog.
Thank you.